yes, with Hashimoto's. And so just experiencing high anxiety, lack of sleep, just not being able to sleep through the night, waking up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and not being able to go back to sleep, just major fatigue, um, lots of inflammation, heart pain, just to name a few. And then in February of this year, I actually fell and broke my ankle. And so dealing with all of that inflammation as well, of course, wreaks havoc on your health even more. And so then I was introduced, I've been on the patch for 3 weeks now, and I was introduced to the patch by Wendy, and it's just been phenomenal. So within the first 24 hours, the first thing that I noticed was my energy levels. Energy levels went up and I was able to sleep through the night. Now, mind you, at that time before, I was taking melatonin every night to be able to stay asleep. And when I would wake up in the middle of the night, I would pop another melatonin, 10 milligrams. And so I was still taking the 10 milligrams of melatonin, even without the patch on, at night, just because of habit.
Right.
But I would wake up in the morning with so much energy. It was unreal. And so I literally was living off of Rebel and Remedy matcha drinks just to have energy throughout the day. And I have not drank neither one of those in over 2 weeks. And
Wow.
so, yes. And so the things that have happened for me that have been life-changing is less hair falling out. I mean, my hair was falling out in clumps. And so less hair falling out. I no longer have heart pain. Energy levels are through the roof. I'm not on melatonin anymore. I'm sleeping through the night. I usually go to sleep by 9:30, and that's just because my eyes start to shut at that time. And so I just allow my body to go to sleep. Inflammation levels are down. Anxiety levels are completely gone. The healing on my ankle it's just been exponential. Before I started the patch, I was still walking with a cane, and now I'm able to walk on my own and go up and down the stairs. I had a really good, I went to physical therapy yesterday and had a really good review from them. They said that I should be wrapping up physical therapy pretty soon. They're just impressed at how much I've improved since the last visit, which was a month ago.
Wow, Yvette, that is absolutely amazing. So, I mean, even from just the hair falling out, sweetie. So when we talked on the phone, you were saying that it would actually come out in clumps.
Yes.
And then like by day, I don't even remember, within the first week,
Mm-hmm.
It was just a couple strands.
Yes. It happened immediately. Like I noticed less hair falling out. Like I think it was like within the third or fourth day. I mean, it was immediately. It was just
Wow,
phenomenal.
yeah, that's remarkable. I mean, your hair is gorgeous. I can see your picture. Your hair is gorgeous, and I know it's like, it's a really big thing for us women to lose hair, and especially when it's coming off in clumps. That's so anxiety provoking to wonder like what's going to happen. It indicates
Yes.
things going on internally. So wow, that's huge right there. So the hair stops falling out. You're sleeping through the night without melatonin. And
Yes.
which
And waking up
allows you
at
to
6 in the morning.
fantastic waking up at 6 in the morning after having a really rested night's sleep and having full of energy. So that's a complete shift in your waking sleeping rhythms, correct?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And just
Wow.
being
And
able to sleep solid through the night.
yeah. Yeah, and I remember also when we talked on the phone, you mentioned that there was something, you kind of mentioned it a minute ago about the heart pains. Like you actually have some kind of a condition where you have heart pains and then that's completely minimized also? Did I understand that right? We might have lost Yvette again.
I'm
Um,
sorry, I didn't hear you, Kathleen.
of what I was asking you to explain, just a little bit about the heart pains. When we were on the phone the other day, you mentioned that that was a condition that you had for a while and that you would take a couple herbs a day to minimize and navigate the pain. And what I'm hearing you say is that that's completely gone and you're not having that anymore?
Not at all. The pain was so sharp that it would literally stop me in my tracks. And it's just, something that the doctors said I have to deal with, because it's just not, it wasn't curable according to them. And it's costochondritis, I think is the term for it, where it's just the swelling of the muscle of the heart from stress. I internalize stress, unfortunately. And so it just feels like, you have a ton of bricks on your heart. And so, yeah, I would have really sharp pains consistently every day. And now nothing.
Kathleen,
Wow.
and I'd just like to understand forgive me for not understanding, but what is Hashimoto's exactly? What is that, hormone based? Is that thyroid based?
Yes, it's thyroid based. It's an autoimmune disorder. And so initially I had hyperthyroid, and with that I had tachycardia for a year. So I was on medication to slow down the heart. And then from there, I ended up with hypothyroid and then Hashimoto's. It's an awful experience. I don't wish it on anyone.
Wow, wow. So the Hashimoto's, and it kind of went out, but that is where does Hashimoto's mean that you go hyperthyroid and then sometimes you'll get low thyroid as well, like it's all over the place? Is that what I heard?
You with Hashimoto's, what happens is your thyroid burns out from being hyper, and so then you go in hypo mode, and you pretty much stay there. So you have weight gain, it's difficult to lose weight, and you just have a whole host of horrible symptoms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So interesting that you've been on the patch for 3 weeks and it's a stem cell activation patch. It must be going and repairing areas that you probably never thought would be repairable. I mean, it's doing
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel so alive. I can't even explain how wonderful I feel. And I just want to tell everybody about this patch. It
Man,
is
that
it's
makes you want
life-saving.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
go ahead.
yeah, I just want to be like, Fiddler on the Roof and shout from the rooftops.
Right, because now you can actually shout from the rooftops and do a jig because you're not using pain anymore, right?
Yes,
Wow.
exactly.
Somehow, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, but these patches, and I know, Kathleen's going to explain it, but I believe what's happening is these patches, when you put them on the heat or light of your skin, it activates a light wave. And it reflects back to you, and it elevates a copper peptide, which activates your stem cells, makes more, and resets them to a younger, healthier state. And for you, those stem cells are marching again, and they're pluripotent, and they're turning in what they need to turn into repair. And it went to the heart, it went to the hair, it went to the rebalance of the hormones. I'm sure of it. Like,
Yes.
It's amazing what the energy. You're not on the drinks anymore. Like, it just marched and started fixing all the stuff. That's just really what's going on.
Yes, and absolutely. And here's one more thing that I forgot to mention. With Hashimoto's also comes stiffness, so a lot of stiff joints. No more stiff joints.
Wow.
Was very difficult to get up. Just very stiff.
Yvette, thank you so much for sharing your testimonial with us today.